In this video we will be going over subtracting polynomials, and after you watch a few examples you'll be able to do them yourself. If you haven't already, please take a second and subscribe to this channel, and thank you for watching. Let's begin now on MathCat. 3, 2, 1. Let's try subtracting 11x plus 6 minus 14x plus 9. In order to subtract polynomials, the exponent on the terms have to be the same. Two things to keep in mind: x to the 1 can be written simply x. A variable with no exponent is assumed to be 1, and x to the 0 equals 1. So a term with no x term is assumed to have an x to the 0 next to it, which is just multiplying it by 1. So here we have an 11x, and here we have a 14x. These two can be subtracted because the exponent on the variable is the same. So to subtract, we subtract the coefficients. 11 minus 14 is minus 3, and keep the exponent the same, x to the 1. Here we have 6, and it's assumed to be x to the 0. 6 minus 9, and we can just subtract the constant. 6 minus 9 is minus 3. So the answer is minus x minus 3. Let's try subtracting 9x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 14x squared plus 14x plus 7. We look for terms with the same exponents. So 9x squared here and 14x squared here we can subtract by subtracting the coefficients. 9 minus 14 is minus 5. And keep the exponent the same, x squared. Here there's a 4x and here there's a 14x, so we can subtract by subtracting the coefficients. 4 minus 14 is minus 10, and keep the exponent the same, x to the 1. Here we have a constant term and here's a constant term, so we can subtract 4 minus 7 minus 3. So the answer is minus 5x squared minus 10x minus 3. Let's subtract 7x squared minus 12x minus 6 minus 19x squared plus 9x minus 18. So we look for terms that have the same exponents. Here there's an x squared term and here there's an x squared term. So we can subtract 7 minus 19 is minus 12, and keep the exponent the same, x squared. Here we have an x term and here we have an x term, so we can subtract minus 12 minus 9 is minus 21, and keep the exponent the same, x to the 1. Here we have a constant and here we have a constant. So subtract minus 6, now be careful, minus a minus 18 because we're subtracting. So minus 6 minus a minus 18 is minus 6 plus 18, which is plus 12. Minus 12x squared minus 21x plus 12 is the answer. Let's try subtracting minus 7x to the 7 minus 20x to the 6 plus 10x to the 5 minus 11x squared plus 5 minus 16x to the 5th plus 8x to the 4th. So we'll look for like terms. Here we have an x to the 7, but there's no x to the 7 in this polynomial. So it's minus x to the 7 minus 0, or minus x to the 7. Here we have an x to the 6th. No x to the 6 in this polynomial, so it's minus 20x to the 6th minus 0, or minus 20x to the 6th. Here we have an x to the 5th term, and here we have an x to the 5th term. So subtract the coefficients. 10 minus 16 is minus 6. Keep the exponent the same, x to the 5th. Over here there's an x to the 4th term. No x to the 4th term here. So watch how we do this. 0 minus 8x to the 4th, because we're subtracting. So it's 0 minus 8x to the 4th, which is minus 8x to the 4th. Here we have an x squared term. There's no x squared term here, so it's minus 11x squared minus 0, minus 11x squared. And here we have a constant term and no constant term here, so it's 5 minus 0 is 5, plus 5. So our answer is minus 7x to the 7, minus 20x to the 6, minus 6x to the 5, minus 8x to the 4, minus 11x squared plus 5. And that's how you subtract polynomials.